Game's about to start. Do you have any headphones anywhere?
All right,
Okay.
we're good.
They're back. Okay.
So the last time we left off, the large ship had just taken into the air and begun to fly away. Donatello and our Blue Ranger, who unmorphed, got an electrified net. So all of you who are in the street, you see this ship. It's airbound and it's flying away. Not at a super fast pace yet, but you know it's going to pick up speed quickly. What do you guys want?
Wasn't the
I take it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Wasn't the walkway slowly going in? Like I can't reach it.
Oh, it had already gone up, and the ship had already taken.
Yeah.
So it's already a pretty decent distance away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a decent distance away.
It probably wouldn't really behoove us to like chase it or try to grab onto it then.
Like unless we got like a lot of like grappling hooks on us suddenly, even then we're gonna be dangling hundreds of feet in the air, and
Mhm.
pretty much gonna splatter against the pavement if we lose our grip.
Mhm.
I don't like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good.
As much as I hate it, they're probably gonna get away with this one, and we're gonna have to try and find a way to track them.
Can we knock it down?
Hmm.
Do you have any idea how to do so?
Let's see.
I am not blue. That is not my department.
Well, unfortunately, my character wouldn't be thinking in a scientific way. I think she would probably just be looking at everyone like, because like her head's at, I will blow it up, but she doesn't have anything to blow it up with.
Well, you do know that the GI Joe's vehicle is still there too.
Oh, do we?
Their plane.
Do we?
Their plane had never left. Their plane, however, is quite a bit bigger than the GI Joe plane. You don't know if they're going to go after it or what they're going to do, but you do know that the GI Joe plane is still up in the sky too.
So it's in the sky already.
The GI Joe vehicle or the other one?
The GI Joe vehicle.
Yeah, remember it came and crashed into the one large ship.
Mm-hmm.
It had crashed into the large ship.
Okay, so that's not an option to us either then.
So we have, but you brought up the other plane that's like right by us that we could utilize. Yes.
Well, you have the GI Joe plane that's in the air, and it had hit the big ship, and that's when you guys got your Power Ranger. That's when the grid came online. There's actually no plane on the ground for you guys to utilize. That's the only GI Joe vehicle in the air.
Would we have knowledge of being able to use the teleportation function of our morphers? But like, would we have that at all?
Can morphers teleport? I thought they can only go to the grid.
It would only be via the grid, but would the grid be able to track onto anything else?
As far as the book goes, it doesn't say anything about that.
Okay, no worries, because I knew that, like, there was limited teleportation abilities, but it wasn't like...
So,
you know,
yeah, because
a
teleportation varies from season to season.
Yeah, that's what I mean, so...
Because like Mighty Morphin started with Billy creating the communicators, which basically teleported. Otherwise, it really kind of comes down to the home base and the mentors, and some teams can't teleport at all. So,
Okay, so I guess it's more fair to say we we do not, right?
I
It'd be
would
more
say so. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
can't
My
teleport
bad.
to.
I'm just spitballing.
No, I like that you're spitballing. It shows creativity.
Yeah, maybe something the GI Joes can help us out with later.
Speaking of, can we call them?
I mean, I don't think they ever gave us their number.
Why the hell
Just
would the guy
G.I.
who's named
Joe.
after Coop not give us the communicator?
Hello, operator. I'd like to call GI Joe. I don't know which one. Just give me one of them.
Give us Joe in particular. He's a GI.
So
See, I don't think they ever gave us their number.
no, and the only person that could help you use your walkie-talkies to rig it up to their channel is currently incapacitated on the enemy ship.
Oh, I hate to say it, guys, but I think we're shit out of luck here.
I'll say.
Unless we can like suddenly find a chopper just hanging around somewhere, but where are we gonna find one of those?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You know what? Fuck it. We got a perception skill, right?
Yes,
Do we have a perception skill?
I think so. I mean, look,
It would be alertness, I think.
it'd be alertness. Yeah,
You know what? Where is alertness?
It's
Under
in your
smarts.
smarts, right underneath.
yeah.
All
It's,
right.
I mean, it's the same
Very
thing as
first one.
perception. It's just called
You-
alertness.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna roll alertness to see if I can find us a damn fucking chopper just laying around somewhere.
Okay.
That's 6. I don't
Interesting
find shit.
strategy.
You do not see any choppers. No.
I'm
I
actually.
didn't think so, but I didn't know what else to do.
I have an idea. Kind of going around the same route you were going. I'm just looking for any sort of fast vehicle, even if we can just follow it on the ground.
There are a lot of cars.
All right, sweet. I don't have to roll for that.
And
Oh, yeah,
I just
well-
want to chime in real quick with just to clarify on a. They're not the same thing. Because perception is put down as a specialization under awareness, but perception,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
In terms like this game, it's not exactly the same.
well, no, but alertness is the broad. It's the broad category.
Right.
So, like,
Just wanted to
for
clarify because just in the way it seemed to been used there, I just wanted to clarify because I had that page open.
yeah,
So
no,
if I would have had the specialization for that under there, then I'd get to roll like all my dice under that and take
all
the
your
highest
dice.
result.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's alertness is the broad spectrum of perception, but perception is a specialization. Yes. So, yeah, you have your choice of a lot of cars.
All right, sweet. So,
Which one looks the fastest?
yeah, basically, I'm just gonna walk to whichever one looks the fastest.
Let's see. See if you would know that off the top of your head.
Well, at the very least, I can use infiltration to break into one of them.
No, the breaking in part's not. You said you want to find which one's the fastest.
True, but I also want to make sure I can get in the car
Yeah,
and drive
no.
and chase this thing.
Make a technology check to see what you know about cars to know which one would be the fastest.
Oh boy, I get to roll this with a snag.
Let's see what happens. I don't seem to have any sort of plus to this at all. So,
Hey,
have-
that's a
go.
3. That's a
Do you ha-
3.
Do you have a skill in technology at all?
Nope. So I had to roll it with the snag.
What about you, Bones?
oh, I do not at all. So
Then that means you'll roll your d20 twice and take
Okay.
the lowest result.
So my very first one was a 12, so fingers crossed.
My first one was a 13, but that got negated by my 3.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Good news, everybody. My character has not been on this planet very long. I rolled a 1 the second time, so I don't know shit about cars.
You see a car that's. It looks by the outer shelling. It looks like it could be very quick.
Oh. Well, might as well get in this one then. If it's okay with the party, I'll see if I can break into it real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you need to do.
You go to break in and realize just that the door's unlocked.
Oh.
Next, you're gonna tell me the keys are in the ignition.
No,
I looked to see if the keys are in the ignition.
the keys are not in the ignition.
Ah. Okay.
Okay,
So
it says check the glove box. Might be something useful.
That's a
in
good
it.
idea. That's a good idea.
okay.
That's the one.
So checking the glove box.
You open the glove box, and the keys are not in the glove box either.
Okay. Well, in that case, question for the rest of the party before I do this part. Do any of you have a driving perk?
I have a point in driving.
I do not.
Wonderful. So I do not, and here's what I'm thinking we're gonna do. Bones, I'm just gonna say, just ask who can drive. I guess you raise your hand or whatever.
I do. Like,
Yeah,
I can
So-
drive, and
and then
thank
Bones
God Cal isn't here this time because he wrecked my vehicle.
Bones is like, yes, right on. I'm just gonna hotwire this really quick, and then I call shotgun.
We're going to cut over real quick. Kyoki, as the ship has now moved further and further away, the area of the ship you was on, it has like a platform that lowered you down. It was like this part of the ship was meant to capture. Anybody that got on there, it was boom. Was used to capture. So you get lowered down inside the ship now. You come to, your eyes are kind of adjusting, and you can see that the ship is relatively large inside. You can see all kinds of computer terminals with people at them, as well as many types of soldiers that are armed with guns. And you guys are still kind of gaining your bearings from the electricity and the fact that you got knocked unconscious. But you can see the big rhinoceros and the boar before, and you notice that they're bipedal, and it's quite odd to say the least. But you see that they have tied Michelangelo up like he's hanging from the wall, like he's shackled to the wall, but like with modern day cuffs. And you can see that they're making their way over to you and Donatello as well. What do you want to do?
So let's see here. So Mike, I guess what I'm going to do first is check on Donatello, make sure that he's kind of with us too, and that I'm not that I'm not alone right now.
You see that he like you has come to, but he seems to be groggy.
Okay, and about how far away would we say like these foot soldiers that are coming towards us would be?
Well, Bebop and Rocksteady are the ones coming.
Oh, Bebop and Rocksteady. Okay, not foot soldiers.
Yeah, the foot soldiers. There's a foot soldier. Actually, there's like 4 foot soldiers within 10 feet of you guys, kind of positioned in a way where strategic in the room, where if someone tried to escape, it would be really hard to do so. Bebop and Rocksteady are making their way towards you. They're about 15 feet away, and you can see as they're walking towards you, you can see in between them and behind them,
Mm.
shackled to the wall, is Michelangelo, and he's still unconscious and his head is lowered. You can tell that he's worse for wear right now.
Okay. So I guess the first thing that I want to do, he's gonna look over at Donnie and just kind of like try to try to shake him a little bit, try to kind of get him to come to a little bit more.
You kind of shake him, and you see that he kind of does begin to come to a little bit more. He's by no means like super like raring to go, but he does kind of opens his eyes, and one of his eyes is kind of squinty. Maybe it's a little bit swollen shut. You're not sure what's going on, but he kind of comes to more, and he goes, "What? Cal, what? Oh, Cal, we're in a bad spot."
Yeah, it doesn't exactly look great, and we've got those big jerks heading our way right now. But Mikey's over there. We need to
Yeah.
try before they get here. We gotta try and call the team, see if our walkies work.
He goes, "I don't know if we have time. They're heading our way. We can try. What about your power?"
Crap! Is he just kind of like looks at himself and sees he's not in the suit anymore. I don't know. Some that attack must have knocked me out of it. I don't know how I even got the power to begin with. So I don't even know if I could use it again.
Oh, okay.
So this is where I think we can't rely on brawn, but we got the brain. We can figure this out.
He goes, you see, he looks at you, and they're making their way a little closer. He goes, "All right, for now, I think we should just kind of do what they say for now. We're a little outnumbered."
Unfortunately, I think you're right. And that might be the best chance we've got at getting closer to Mikey and figuring this all out.
He goes, "I agree." About that time, they come over to you, and they immediately bend down to pick you up. And they're much bigger than you. Like, much bigger than you. So they're easily able to basically manhandle you. In your human form, is what I mean.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Or you're not human form, but you're non-ranger form. They're
Right.
able to manhandle you pretty easily. And so they basically just yank you up, and kind of the same with Donatello. And you hear him go, "Come on, Twail." And then you hear the rhinoceros say, "Hey, you're not so tough now, are you, little guy?" He's talking to you.
Mm. Well, let's see. I guess like he's just gonna kind of go along with it, because we just the plan is to get closer to Mikey, so they can talk all the smack they want. Once Cal gets his power back, it's gonna be a different story. But for now,
Right. Sometimes we got to be weak in the moment till we can be strong.
yeah. But and he's the nerdy guy. He's not gonna be have some quick witted comeback. So, yep. Well, we're just gonna ride with it. See where they're taking us. See what they're doing.
Okay. So as they pick you guys up with ease, they take you to the same back wall where Mikey is, and they begin to shackle you guys to it as well. So you guys are standing up, and your arms are like above you, and they're like handcuffed to the wall, but your legs are not handcuffed. And you're positioned on one side of Mikey, and Donatello's positioned on the other side. Mikey's in the middle. And you see Michelangelo slowly turn his head, and he looks at you guys, and his eyes are just very, very narrowly opened. And you can see he's having a little bit of problems breathing. And he looks at you and he goes, You came for me, brother. And you see Donnie go, Mikey, we weren't going to leave you, Mikey. And then he kind of closes his eyes, Mikey, and he looks over to you. And he goes, I know we don't know each other, dude. But I appreciate you trying to help.
Don't even worry about Michelangelo. Mikey, you need to save whatever energy you can, because Donnie and I we're gonna get us all out of here. We're gonna get back to our friends. We're gonna get back to Leo and Raph. We're gonna think of a plan, but we had to get closer to you so we could get out of here together.
You see, he kind of gives a very half-hearted smile, mainly because he's in severe pain and just not
Right.
doing well. But he has a very half-hearted smile. He goes, "It's appreciated." And then he kind of lowers his head again with his eyes closed and doesn't really say anything else at the moment. You're not sure if he passed out or just trying to conserve his energy. You're not real sure which one. We're going to switch back over to the street. So you guys on the streets have been trying to... Go ahead.
Oh, so I was just gonna ask, would it be a infiltration role to hotwire this car?
Yeah. Well, infiltration is like if you were trying to break in the car. Hot wiring a car would be probably technology.
Okay. I'll give that a roll then, real quick.
Unfortunately, your technology expert is incapacitated right now. Damn it, Cal! Damn it!
That's what I get for
I
trying to play the hero.
I am red, not blue.
So
Technobabble stuff is not for me.
So while I didn't realize what kind of roll I was gonna need for that, I ended up getting an 11.
Could be worse.
You actually kind of get in there and you kind of just like have you ever hotwired anything before? Your character?
If she has, she doesn't really have memory of doing it.
Okay.
So
So
it might just be muscle memory.
it could just be maybe you've seen it in a movie before.
Yeah.
So you just kind of remember in passing seeing movies of people that hotwire cars, and you just kind of vaguely remember the colors that you're supposed to twist together and kind of flick. And you can hear the engine trying to go, but it's just not turning over.
Alright, well, I tried. Shall we try a different car?
Yeah, it appears if it's not gonna work, we don't really have another choice. I mean, we're wasting time here, and the
I mean,
more we
someone-
try and work on this car that's not one to work for us, the further and further they're getting away. We're gonna lose sight of them before too long.
About that time, as you guys are trying to hotwire a car, you kind of out of your peripheral vision, you see Duke from before walking, and Duke looks at you guys and he goes, "That was great work. It's just unfortunate about your friends."
We gotta try and get back to them somehow.
He says,
Yeah.
"Right now,"
Or we can steal.
he says, "Right now, I think we should regroup. We can track them down. I suggest that we regroup and come up with a plan."
That would be wise. Besides,
It's probably not a terrible
this
idea.
hunk of crap here is not wanting to work anyway.
He's like, well, and besides, even if you would have got that thing to turn over, that thing it wouldn't have kept up. That thing is not very fast.
No.
I'll look over to Bones. I thought it was really fast.
Yeah, me too.
You see, he kind of gives you a lighthearted chuckle, trying to make the situation less crappy than what he has. He's like, he kind of motions for you guys and then turns his body to walk away, and you can hear the blades of the chopper.
Oh,
Well,
now we have a chopper.
well, as a famous movie once said, let's get to the chopper.
Let's go.
So, all of you climb in the chopper.
Yep.
I am.
Oh, definitely.
So, as every one of you climb in the chopper, and the chopper
Oh, but I call shotgun.
you call it shotgun, okay? As all of you climb in the chopper and it takes off, you guys are taken back to the base that you had gone to before, the underground, the base. And there's like a debriefing room, and everybody's currently there in the debriefing room. You guys are the last ones with Duke to make it in the debriefing room. And everybody kind of sits around, and Duke looks at everyone, and he rubs his chin. He goes, unfortunately, as all of you know, New York has been hit with a large terrorist attack. Cobra Commander and his Cobra Corps have taken it upon themselves to, I guess you could say, infiltrate. And now that he has the help of the Foot Clan, this makes things a lot worse, needless to say. The Foot Clan are predominant in New York, and they have quite a large gathering. And he pulls down a projector screen, like you would see in school,
Mhm.
and he's got like a little remote in his hand, and you see a projector, you know what it's for. And he presses a button, and you can hear the slide, in the first slide pops up, and it shows like the various Foot Clanmen that you guys have already beaten many of. And he goes, the problem is, if New York is under attack like we think, all of New York is going to be against us. It's not going to be easy. And then he presses the button, and it goes, and it cycles to the next one. He goes, and if this person is in New York, we're really in for a problem. And he points at the projector, and you can see a large, menacing individual who wears silver and purple. And he's got like a weird, like a thick steel samurai helmet, and he's got a long purple cloak, like a cape that flows behind him. He goes, this is Shredder. If he's here in New York, and if he's working with Cobra Commander, it's going to take everything, and I mean everything, we have to stop him.
So, question: how did he get here, and how long has this organization been a thing? I don't ever remember hearing about them before.
We're not sure how long Shredder's been here, because Shredder oftentimes will remove all of that armor and whatnot and disguise himself as a normal person. He could have been here for a while, setting up a base of operations. We're not sure if he has a base of operations, but we got our best intel on there, trying to figure out any I guess you could say, unorthodox activity that's not normal.
I miss when things were simple. Just 2 days ago, I was just a college student on the wrestling team in my first year on a scholarship. Then we went into that cave. Cal wrecked my van.
Oh God! Don't
We
say
got
it.
arrested.
Don't say it.
I'll point over to Purple. She said we were on drugs,
Ah!
which we're not. We're absolutely not. I have to stay clean anyway. I don't want to lose my scholarship.
Oh Lord.
You're not
We
gonna lose your scholarship, Chelsea. It's
Light
gonna
the
be all right.
cigarette.
well, I would have lost my scholarship if it wasn't for Duke.
But it
But
wasn't.
then we come to New York, and I thought, great. I'm with my friends in New York for a nice vacation weekend. I've never had New York style pizza before. I was really looking forward to that. And then the terrorist attacked. And now Cal and a couple of our turtle friends are gone.
We can get Cal back though.
And worst of all, our new giant rat friend is likely sad. We need to get everyone back.
Chibi, come here.
Yeah, I believe in us. We can do it, guys.
We can do it.
We got this.
I've never
I'll
seen
look.
a giant rat cry before, and I don't want to now.
I'll look over to Casey like, you know, that's one thing we never did get to answer. How did you get these powers anyway?
I honestly don't recall how I got these powers. I just want to know why they chose me specifically.
Well, from what I remember, we were all chosen by the grid for a reason. I got that right, didn't I? Usually Cal handles that kind of thing.
The grid is what offers the power. The grid was offline. We would spent so much of our time and our resources trying to figure out this grid that, well, obviously some things slipped past us. Obviously, Cobra Commander, along with the Foot Clan and Shredder, had been working together a while. I think they were trying to get the power of the grid for themselves.
You know, it's funny that you bring up Cobra Commander, because before all of this went down, Lucas thought this old man at the bed and breakfast was Cobra Commander, which I didn't even understand then. I even understand less now. Speaking of which, where did he go anyway?
You see Duke looks around and everybody's kind of looking around at each other. He's just, you don't know where he's at.
Slippery as ever, I suppose.
If we're very, very lucky, he's tracking down Cobra Commander as we speak.
You see Scarlet, who has long red tied back in a ponytail, very fit physique. The girl you guys spoke to once before. She goes, ha! She goes, as much as I wish that were true, there's no way Cobra Commander is leaving an opening where he is.
It'd be dangerous to try and find someone that dangerous by himself.
Cobra Commander
It's also
very,
yes.
he's very crafty. He won't leave any paper trails as to where he is.
He's how are we supposed to find him before Lucas does?
Well, right now I don't think we're trying to find Cobra Commander necessarily. I think right now we need to try to find a way to get your friends back. And we have to try to clean the streets of New York at least a little bit to where everywhere we go isn't eyes upon us. And, well, what I mean by eyes upon us is eyes that want to kill us.
No!
That
So
was a
what you're
great move.
saying is that they probably have people installed everywhere.
I would say yes, they have eyes everywhere, even places we probably don't know they have eyes.
No, don't put it back on. Isn't this what...
He goes, so we can detect any unusual activity of where the ship may go, because that was a large craft. It's going to be hard to hide a craft that size. It's going to make a mistake and be seen eventually.
We need Cal back. He would be able to help us out with, the surveillance that we can't see.
You see, kind of nods. He goes, well, we have our finest technicians on the case, and I have no doubt that they will track the craft. What worries me the most is where the craft may be headed and if we're ready to go there.
Where do you think it's headed?
You see, he shakes his head. He goes, I wish I could tell you, but I don't.
So you're saying it's going straight to parts unknown.
You see, he looks at you. He doesn't nod. He doesn't shake his head. He doesn't speak. The look on his face tells you the answer.
Fuck, they're going to Arby's.
You hear someone in the
Hey, I
back.
like Arby's.
You hear someone in the back, and you look around when you hear him, and you notice it's the guy before that who was a big movie buff, Quick Kid. And you say Arby's, and he goes, we have the meat.
Oh, hi, Swift Pick. Thanks for the butter bucket.
He kind of waves. He goes, my pleasure. He goes, if you guys want to watch a movie tonight, let me know. I'll give you guys a thumbs up.
I really like the Jamocha shakes at Arby's. My character says that.
He goes, yeah. He gives another thumbs up. They're excellent.
Mm.
By the way, guys, be excellent to each other.
With extra
Righteous.
peanut butter, am I right?
Oh, you know it.
Peanut butter
Yeah.
is great.
And Duke goes, but anyway, back to serious notes. He goes, I understand that you guys have been thrown into a position that you were not expecting. I want to apologize to you for that, but it's hard for me to do so because the grid chose you, not me. But I know. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
He says, but I know that you all are very capable individuals of handling yourselves.
I'll be honest. I definitely feel in way over my head. I'm just an amateur wrestler at the end of the day. But we got to do everything that we can to get our friends back.
Yeah, and if anyone would be tasked with saving the world, who better than people of diverse talents like us?
Besides, we have superpowers, and eventually we'll find enough of those guys to beat up that we can take their outfits and get ourselves in.
Well, I'm
That's a
just
good
telling
idea.
you right now. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying that's a good idea.
I'm just telling you right now. There's going to be a super cake party, and they're all invited.
You see, he kind of chuckles at the super kick party. He's like, whatever works.
We'll have to invite Swift Kick for that.
You see Duke look up, and you see Quick Kick go. I'm always down to kick something. Always.
Casey just looks around like she's scared to death.
I'll look back over. Are like okay, like are you from around here, or were you just like visiting? And also, we're as new to this as you are, so don't feel bad.
Passes Cassie a cigarette and just says, "It's gonna get weirder from here."
She takes the cigarette and she lights it up.
I'll just look over like, yeah, I was trying to make her feel better, not worse.
Oh, no. I felt that it was better to be realistic. I mean, we have a team with 2 space aliens, and we all just got powers, and we're about to fight terrorism. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get crazier from here.
Yeah. And while I appreciate you trying to make me feel better, I prefer honesty. And to answer your question, no, I'm not from around here. I was just visiting.
Where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
Oh, you're a far ways out.
Canada.
We're way down. What?
That's actually not too far from where I'm from. I'm from Minnesota.
Nice.
I'm from Illinois.
I still don't know where that's at.
I'm not sure how far it is from here either, but far.
Land far, far away.
Way too far.
It's just the land of the land.
Hey, honey. Have you updated your Switch for a long time? You might have to
The land
click
of
on
the land.
it. Or
Land's land. That's a new one. I mean, I've heard of Law of the Land, but Land of the Land. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you watch Trailer Park Boys.
One of my favorite shows.
I think you'll fit in fine here.
I hope so.
If not, it'll at least be interesting.
I mean, we were all chosen for a reason, right? Yeah, you know, you're here with us. You know, that means you're one of us now, and you're part of the team, and that means that all of us are going to look out for you.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll do my best to help you all.
Thank you so much.
I mean, let's be honest. We're all learning on the job as it is anyway. So you're in good company.
Yeah, eventually we'll be able to hotwire cars like nobody's business.
I don't think I will ever be good at that.
Is that really what you want to aspire for your powers to be? Hot wiring cars?
To be completely honest, I just want to be able to do anything that gets us from point A to point B, and I've never had a car before.
That's
Well,
smart.
I had a vehicle, and then Cal wrecked it.
I can fly.
Wait, you can fly?
Well,
Wait, yeah,
when I'm
we.
morphed.
Oh. Because, like, if we were able to just hold on to you and fly to that craft, we wouldn't have had the meeting with Duke.
It probably wouldn't have been a good idea to fly up there anyway, because, again, I probably wouldn't be able to carry all of y'all.
Bone smirks, walks up to, Mariana, and just looks at them and says, "Can we try? Can I have a feedback
No!
ride? Can we fly?"
No,
That'd be
learn how to
fun.
fly yourself.
I don't know how to fly. Help me fly.
Well, I don't know. The grid blessed me with it.
Well, I mean,
I'm not even that good at it.
You don't know until you try.
I already tried.
And that's motivation to give me a piggyback ride and then try to fly.
It barely worked alone when I was fighting those dudes earlier with y'all. You didn't see me, like, flying around in the air?
Out of character. It has been a little while since we've been in game. I'm not gonna remember every detail. I'm sorry.
Out of character, it's totally okay. And yes,
That-
flew.
Apparently, my
all I
character
really understand right now is that we have these suits. They look pretty nice, I must say, and they kind of protect us from really getting hurt too bad. And that's all I really understand right now. The helmets are pretty nice too.
I don't even understand that.
What's everybody's weapons again?
Hold on, let me have a look at
Okay.
my
Do we even have any on us right now?
Well,
I don't think we
not
do.
anybody. Not
We're,
anybody's
we're, we're,
weapons.
we're, we're, we're still morphed, right?
I would imagine by now you guys would have unmorphed. I mean, you can be morphed. That's fine. I'm just saying, I would have imagined you guys probably wouldn't have stayed in the form.
Because to be honest, I would assume that I still am morphed because this is the first time I did morph. I don't know how to unmorph.
I actually kind of love the idea that none of us morphed out while trying to hotwire our car.
I mean, that's fine. I'm okay with that. If that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah,
I'll reach out and my sword will pop into my hand. Oh, I have one of these. How the
Cool.
hell do I use this?
I pull out the Keytar Buster. The weird part is I already know how to use this, and I shouldn't be able to use this. It's so big.
I have these, and just these big thunder gauntlets are going to materialize on her hands.
Whoa, that's these are all really dangerous.
Right?
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
Also a musical instrument for some reason. I don't think it's supposed to be practical.
I mean, how practical is a sword in a day of guns anyway?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I can slice a bunch of those gray dudes in half with this.
Yeah, those putties wouldn't stand a chance.
So as you guys are kind of conversing, Scarlet kind of walks over to where everyone is, and Duke turns off the projector. And they say, I suggest everyone rest up a little bit, gain your bearings, and be ready. I have a feeling the fight is only going to get worse from here.
Hmm.
We're going to switch over now to back inside the ship. Kyoki,
Alright.
you and Donatello and Mikey have just been hanging around, literally. And
Aw.
Mikey is still kind of out of it. He took you can see like his shell is cracked, and he's got scrapes and cuts from the built, like the rubble that landed on him. And his orange bandana, it's like the ends of it are torn and ripped. And without getting too graphic, some of the orange is a darker orange from some of the blood that happened with all the rubble that fell on him.
Damn.
And I want you, Kyoki, to make an alertness check. Perception, if you have it, will definitely go far here.
I do.
So you have a specialization. Do you remember how specializations work?
I don't, remind me.
Okay, so you will roll alertness, perception, and what's your rating in perception?
So my alertness is a D4.
Or D4, okay, and then you have perception. So
Uh-huh.
you will roll a D20, a D2, and a D4. You will roll all three of those, or in the D2 case, flip the coin.
So 20 plus whatever I'm in and everything.
So it'll be D20 plus the highest result of the D2 or the D4.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And tell me the result on the D4, because if you roll the maximum value and succeed, you get a crit.
Okay. that's a 4, baby.
Oh, but you still got
13 and a 13.
Okay, so a 17 total, you do succeed. So Kyoki, as the ship is minus, you know how when you drive a car, if no one's talking, you can hear just the sounds of the car.
Mm-hmm.
This is that way with the ship. Not really, no one's really talking a whole lot, and you guys are just kind of like there's soldiers that are guarding you, but no one's talking. Bebop and Rocksteady are in another area, so you don't really hear them at the moment. But you kind of lean forward a little bit and kind of glance to your left, and you can see in another room, and it's darkened, but you can see enough from like a little, maybe like a lamp, a little bit of light source, and you can hear Bebop. He goes, "The boss wants to know when they're going to be done, Finsta." And you hear what sounds like a really like peaceful voice. And he says, "They are already done. I'm making sure that they're proper." I know my Finster voice sucks, but I'm putting my own spin on him. And you hear Bebop, "Good, good, good. The boss will be happy. I'll let him know." And as you lean forward a little bit more, you can see this table with a lamp on it, and you can see these little bitty like figurines that are made out of clay. You're not sure what, but you see this older looking strange alien grab these little figurines, and he places them on the floor, like standing up though, and immediately they just and they grow to life. And you can see that they start off looking like those gray things from before in the cave. But you see them suddenly shift their appearance. And you can see that one of them looks like Donatello, one of them looks like Michelangelo, and the third one looks just like you. And you hear the old peaceful man go, "Ah, yes, this will do. This should fool them to where they think their friends are back. This should give us the time we need." And then you hear another voice that you can't see. It sounds like Rockstar. "The boss will be real pleased. Real pleased." And you hear the peaceful voice again say, "Oh, good, I'm glad. Go ahead and release them on the streets. It should fool them enough." And that's when we're going to switch back over. We're going to switch back over to the main area with the G.I. Joe Corps. So what are you guys doing?
I'm kind of just swinging my sword in the air in front of me a little, safely away from anyone else, trying to get a feel for my new weapon.
Smoking.
So, does anyone know how to turn this off?
I don't think this thing ever came with instructions.
You see Scarlet kind of look at you guys, and she goes, I've done some research on the grid. I think there's some form of morpher, like an active sorts. She goes, is there anything about you guys that's a little different than before?
I mean, other than these suits?
She goes, yeah, but something else, like out of character. Kyoki, you guys decided on rings, right?
For the core, yeah.
Okay, so the core of you guys have a ring on whatever finger you want it to be on. Those of you who are not the core, you would have whatever kind of morpher that you want to have. I know everybody hasn't decided on what they want as their morpher yet, so that's why I just worded it that way.
Yeah, so the core team would be like those that got their powers from the get go, so that the main 6 of us, whereas like Cassie and Diana and Kathy all joined a little bit later, so you guys probably have a little bit more like
Hey,
free
you
reign
just
as far as
dropped off an order.
powers.
The food you dropped off, that's not mine. I didn't order that much food.
Yeah.
I only ordered a stacked grilled cheeseburger and a
Sorry,
and a
sorry.
cheesecake.
Oh, that's fine. So yeah, you so whatever you guys decide on your morphers right now, we'll just say that for the ring's sake. We'll say that Scarlet looks at you guys and she goes, I don't know, I would say check yourselves and see if you're maybe wearing anything different besides the suit.
I have a necklace that wasn't there before.
Okay. And she goes, well, there's probably something to that then. So Kyoki is the Power Ranger expert here. I'm not. So I just know the mechanics and a general knowledge enough to hopefully run a decent game. Kyoki, how do Rangers unmorph?
So it's really just they just got to think about it. Like in the classic, they would always like they'd say, "Oh, power down," and sometimes it might still say that, but a lot of times they just think it and it just happens.
So it can be basically just almost automatic, really.
Yeah, when they just think okay, it's time to demorph, and then just boom, they demorph. It's
Okay.
it's all mental.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
There's something fancy you had to do.
yeah, so in my character's case, I apologize, guys. We had a little bit of craziness happen in the background. So my character, since I most of my inspiration comes from old school Power Rangers, it's gonna be on the belt buckle.
Okay.
I'm going old school with my morpher. So Bones feeling around her costume, for whatever reason, she thinks to herself, I would rather not have pants. So she froze her belt off, and that's when she demorphs.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, eventually, you all just kind of unmorph into your street clothes, and you realize it was more just a thought. You had to basically just think about no longer wearing those outfits, and it just kind of happened.
It happened really early for Miri because she just wanted to smoke and she needed to remove the helmet, and then it went away.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, that's right. Earlier we were smoking, and oh my god. I guess at some point my character was able to take her helmet off and didn't notice. But I love this idea of me and Cassie just sitting there, full Power Ranger helmets, just putting cigarettes up to the mouthpieces and smoking.
Right? That's awesome.
Anyway.
So yeah, so
That's gonna take some getting used to.
yeah, you guys just kind of unmorph naturally, really. Just and Duke again, as everybody's kind of scattering from the debriefing room, Duke says, I suggest you guys get some rest. It's going to be a long while. We'll just say that. A long while.
Hopefully not too long. I have so many asses to kick. Plus, I want that pig's glasses, and I want that rhino's helmet.
You see,
I just hope we can settle this before wrestling practice. I have that in a few days.
you see
No.
Duke,
You can just
Duke
learn from me too.
and
Just
Duke
saying.
goes,
Oh,
about
well, that's true. That's true, Effie. But like, Coach might get mad if we miss it.
Go ahead, Keith.
you see Duke look at you, Kyle, and he goes, yeah, about that. There's a high chance that you're not going to make it back. So I'll probably have to forge documentations from a that's kind of incapacitated right now.
Yeah, man, I wanted to make state.
Yeah, I wish there was more we could do. Unfortunately, New York needs us, and you guys are a vital part of helping secure it. Yeah, you needed to reboot your Switch. Was all. Dad for the win on how to fix the Switch. You're welcome, honey. Sorry, guys, I'm out of character context. I had to
That's
fix.
okay.
I had to fix my wife's Switch so my daughter and wife could play Kirby. That's why they come to Dad. Dad knows how to fix it.
Kyle, what's your
Mhm.
character's name again?
Chelsea.
Yes.
Kelsey. That's it.
Sorry, I forgot my own character's name for a second.
I didn't even know your character's name, babe.
Hey,
I forgot too, honestly, babe.
So you guys kind of scatter about because you guys are gonna need to get some rest. We switch back to the ship with Kyoki, and Donatello now has come to more. Kyoki, you saw these things that spawned from the ground that look at first they look like the little gray things from the cave that were in like these egg sac type things, and now they've taken the form to look like you guys. Donatello and Michelangelo did not see that. Michelangelo still seems to be out, like he's still out. He's hurt. Donatello has come to enough now where he can look around, talk, etc. But so, what do you want to do?
Okay. So I'm gonna look over at Donatello. Donnie, this is not good. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I don't know how to get my powers back. And I just saw more of these freaking clay monsters that scared the crap out of me before, and they turned into us.
You see Donatello's eyes show fear. He goes, "What?" He's like, "What do you mean us?"
I don't know. Like we saw these things before, and they took all kinds of weird shapes, and that's when we saved our friend in this cave when we kind of like I guess got chosen. I don't know exactly. I can fill you in more about that later. But all I know is that I heard voices in the other room over there. I saw these clay. I don't know what they were. I say clay. I don't know what they were. I saw these little figurines, and poof, like they grew like a freaking beanstalk. They just grew, and they're us. They transformed into us, and I think they're gonna go after our friends.
You see, he looks like completely taken back. He goes, "What?" He goes, "That's You see, he goes, "That's bad, Cal. That's
I know, and we got to get out of here. And Mikey is in no condition to fight. We we got to use our brains until I can figure out how I can get my powers back. We got to do this. We got to find a way out of here.
You see, he nods. He goes, all right. We'll think of something, Cal. We got two of the brightest minds right here in one room. We can do this. We can think of this. It'll be okay."
I have no doubt in my mind at all with with the two of us here, and Mikey in spirit, because he's not gonna do much for us right now. We just gotta get him home and get him. So the Joes can probably help him. They've probably got something that can help him. But we can do this. But we gotta get out of these shackles first.
You see, he lightly tries to pull, and they're solid. Like, they're solid. He goes, "It's gonna be hard, but..." And he stops for a second. He goes, "Cal, do you hear that?"
Hmm?
He goes, "Do you hear that?" As you listen in, you can hear the voice from the two voices from earlier, but they seem to be a little bit further away than they were. But you can still make out what they're saying. It's just more in a mumble. And you can hear Rocksteady again go, "So when are you gonna place the attack on the city?" And you can hear the very peaceful sounding alien, you're not sure what it is, go, "Well, if my calculations are correct and I built him properly, he should be ready very soon. Very soon." And you can hear Rocksteady go, "I mean, it was weird when we were created, me and Bebop, but this is outrageous." And then you see he goes, "Well, if there's one thing people are going to be afraid of, it's a shark. A walking, destructive shark." And you see, he goes, "Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me." And you see Donatello, he turns his head to look at you with his eyes widened, like, "Oh no." Like, fear on his eyes. We shift back to the G.I. Joe area, and you guys have all kind of scattered about, and Duke kind of comes up to all of you. You guys have kind of remained together, and Duke comes up to you, and he goes, "Can I ask you guys for a small favor?"
What's going on?
Guess it depends upon the favor.
He says, "Well, not..." He goes, "There's someone who wants to come along with you guys."
Is this person going to be beneficial or is she going to cause damage?
You see, he goes, "This person will be very beneficial." About that time, you guys kind of look and you see rounding the corner and walking up to you. You see an old rat dressed in a purple karate uniform, and he's walking with a cane.
Splinter!
And he looks up, and you can see around his eyes, his fur it's wet, and you can see that he's been crying. And you can see he looks at you guys, and he blinks, and you can see tears fall from his eyes.
Is
And
everything okay?
he goes, "If you would let me, please. Let me help get my sons back."
Of course, Splinter. We're definitely not going to let you down. And we're definitely going to get your sons back.
Yeah, man.
Also,
Yeah.
Cal.
You got it.
And he nods. He nods, and you can see some more tears coming down his eyes. And that is where I'm going to end the session for tonight's game that all of you just lost.